Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who's trying to deal with his wife's infidelity and her tearing their family apart. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. I'm having a really hard time the past few days coping with all of the lies and fallout of my wife's affair. I posted the story a few weeks back. In short, found 1,110 text messages to a spiritual advisor in 3 months' time. Found his address hidden in her phone under a lady's name. She changed all of her passwords on all devices and blamed our youngest daughter, 12, for doing so. Same day she took the time to type her coworker's address in her phone, she turned off her GPS. His name is in her phone under a female alias. Just found out about that from our oldest daughter, 15. And then there are all the lies and deflection and gaslighting. Why? Why is it so hard for me to come to terms with this? She left me and our daughters on our 22nd wedding anniversary. What kind of person can be so cold and heartless? I have so many questions and no closure. I'm stuck. I feel like I'm drowning in quicksand. I'm having nightmares on a regular basis where all I hear is the sound of her phone going off in the middle of the night. He would call her at 11, 12, 1, and 2 a.m., knowing full well she was lying beside me in bed. I can't stop hearing the vibration of her phone in my dreams. I miss my wife. I miss our life. We were best friends for 28 years. There's not a room in our home that doesn't say something about love and kindness. It was the foundation of our family. How can a person give up on her kids 50% of the time? More importantly, how do I continue when my kids are my everything and I only see them 50% of the time? I'm being punished for something I didn't do. Where's the justice in this? I said this before. In this lifetime, I'll die 2 deaths. The first one's happening right now as I grieve the loss of my marriage and best friend. The pain is unbearable. I just don't know how to cope. Reading stories on here helps by knowing I'm not alone, but I feel alone. Our house is so empty now. There's no life when the girls are not here. There's no water running or the sound of laughter or footsteps moving through the house. All that's left is my mind and ghosts of our past everywhere I look. I'm trying to be a strong father for my daughters, but their pain is unbearable as well, and it keeps drowning me as it kills me and drowns me to see them so devastated. We never saw this coming, and yet here it is. We have to face this reality and rebuild our lives while mom is living in fantasy land. How can one live with a decision like this? I know I need to focus on myself and my kids, but it's hard. Just needed to vent, looking for some advice, some encouragement that things will get better. Although a big part of my life has been murdered by the one I love the most. Will there be a happily ever after? After a year of gaslighting and being lied to, I finally made the decision to file for divorce. This is the single most difficult decision I've ever had to make in my life. The pain just doesn't seem to subside the longer this goes on. I've exhausted every option I have to gain understanding, but it's just not gonna happen. She has changed. She has become someone I don't recognize anymore. The pain that she put the kids and I through is unforgivable. I saw her yesterday at my youngest daughter's sporting event. She acted as if I didn't even exist. How can you spend 28 years with someone and just change on a dime? Answers I will never obtain, I know this. Sadly, she claims to be some super Christian and she can't even acknowledge her children's father in their presence. I am and will be better off ending this misery. For those that have been following my story, we got together a few weeks back to talk. I found rather quickly that she's still talking to the AP and now has him hidden under a third female alias. I just can't believe the amount of cover-up that goes into this. Why even agree to meet if the affair's still going on? I was also told that there's nothing wrong with being texted by another man in the middle of the night hundreds of times. That's what adults do, I was told. It doesn't matter the sex, the quantity or times that the texts occur. That's what adults do. There was so much gaslighting that it becomes a hydrogen bomb. Sadly, as we were departing, she asked me to ask her out on a date. WTF and F. I know I'm making the right decision, it's just so hard. I loved her with all my being. I loved our life together. I loved her. I need to pick up the pieces of my life and move forward. It's not going to be easy, but I need to do it for my 2 beautiful daughters. No person is worth this amount of pain. I've exhausted every option I have. In order to heal properly, I need to end this. This is not life, and this is not living. I pray that there's something greater on the other side. I hope I can find my way there. Second update. I'm dealing with a master manipulator and narcissist. I've posted my story here the past few weeks. I'm working to provide stability for my children through our separation and ultimately our divorce. I am laser focused on getting custody of my kids and providing them the life they deserved from birth. Mom decided to have an affair and leave the family, and now wants everything done on her terms when it comes to the kids. She gave up a great lifestyle and loving marriage and is now faced with a very low-paying job, needing to work more than one job to make ends meet, etc., etc. When she has the girls, 12-15, they stay at her parents' house and sleep on a cot, an effing cot. She doesn't even have the decency to sleep herself on the cot and let the kids share the twin-size bed. When they're with me, they're home and have their rooms and pets in their life. They're happy, and they tell me so. They both tell me all the time how they don't want to be with mom and staying at the grandparents' house. Grandparents are for visiting, not for living with. Whenever my STBXW texts me, it's always about her and things being done on her terms. It's all me, my, and I. Never does she say anything about the well-being of the girls or what's in their best interest. It's all about her and how the girls fit into her schedule. How do I combat this? How do I establish healthy and safe boundaries for my kids? I want to tell her so badly what she's done to our family and, more importantly, to our girls. She's taught them so many terrible life lessons these past 6 months that it scares me to think of their futures. The cuts are deep, and they keep bleeding profusely. She needs to know that she taught them that it's okay to have an affair, it's okay to lie, it's okay to cover your tracks and manipulate people, it's okay to physically abuse the ones you love, it's okay to call your significant other every name in the book at the top of your lungs to the point where the kids left the house 2 times in 3 weeks. It's okay to cheat, it's okay to leave your family, it's okay to be narcissistic and self-centered. It's okay to blame everyone else for your problems. It's okay to become anorexic and have an eating disorder. It's okay to still be married but take your wedding ring off to attract the opposite, like, it's okay to lie to God. It's okay to lie to the church. It's okay to put your friends in front of your family. It's okay to ignore. It's okay to not love and support. It's okay to just turn and run. It's okay to not face the consequences of your actions and affair. It's okay to break your promises and vows. It's okay to be quick to anger. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to abandon. It's okay to only see you 50% of the time. It's okay to take turns on holidays. It's okay to cheat. It's okay to have an affair. It's okay to have an affair and lie to everyone to cover it up. I can go on and on. These are the life lessons she has taught and is teaching our kids. I can't live like this. They deserve so much better. Our home and family was built on love and trust. And now my kids are being manipulated to serve her self-centered ways and needs. What should I do now? How do I protect my 2 beautiful girls from the monster that their mother has become? How do I reverse the lessons she's instilling in them? I know they know better, but she's relentless in her pursuit of me, myself, and I, and is using the girls as leverage to live her new life. Her lies and actions have completely remapped our lives. I can't see the road anymore. My girls deserve stability and a home in their beds. They deserve love and affection. They are my blessings and my joy. I'm forced to only see them 50% of the time I cherish more than ever. It's funny how she looks forward to her days off with the kids so she can go party and be single. I've always put them first and will continue to do so. It's a shame their cheating mother can't do the same. Final update. Need to get this out. I thought I was doing great on my path to healing. I've been through the stages, some of them many times. But the last few days have been, well, rough. I'm rapidly approaching the 1-year mark since she abandoned our family. She walked out the door, although she tells everyone I kicked her out. Oh, how I wish I had in hindsight, on our 22nd wedding anniversary. Last night, my band had a gig and a bunch of old friends and colleagues came out to show support. Afterwards, I got to talking, and the subject is just unavoidable. No one can believe that this has happened. The thing I struggle with the most is how she's deleted everyone from her life. People she called family and brother. People she said she loved. People who are in our living will as guardians if something were to happen to us. She has erased them all. I know I should not care and worry, but it's so hard not to. She has completely changed into a different person. I have people tell me how she's a social butterfly on social media and how she's always playing the victim and looking for affirmation to her posts. I, on the other hand, have deleted all social media outlets as I don't need the drama or extra baggage that comes with our perception of how perfect everyone else's lives are. How can one just turn everything off, not feel any remorse for breaking apart their family? Rewrite the marital history. Act as if they were the victim and holier than thou when they were caught in an affair. I know I should be past this, but I just can't help it. To hear how she has eliminated everyone from her life saddens me. For both her and them. I guess we are all victims of her doings, and when you can't control the narrative, you just erase and rewrite. Thanks to you all here, it's been a tremendous support system. I hate that we all hurt from the same cut. I'm really sorry this happened to you, OP. I'm sorry you're in pain when you've done absolutely nothing wrong. It's been a year. I'm proud of you for making it this far. They say time heals, but what they didn't talk about is that even though you're healing, there will still be certain times when you feel just as hurt as you did when it all started. This is part of the healing process. It's okay. You're doing great. Stop worrying about her. Think of her as someone who you don't know anymore, a stranger. She chose this path, she made her decisions, and now she's living with the consequences of her actions. You all are. Keep yourself occupied, take good care of the girls, and just continue to live your life. You'll be fine, OP. Give it more time. Now for some comments. Sounds like she cut anyone from her life who would be able to call her out on her shit. It's hard to rewrite history in order to become the victim to people who have known you for years. I find it amazing how some people are able to completely change who they are seemingly overnight. And what's worse is how they're so accepting of turning into such shitty human beings. Hey, sorry you're here. Grief is not a straight line. You will move ahead and back and left and right, and hey, that's new and never felt that before, and ahead again. It's an angry toddler's crayon drawing. 1 year is a watershed mark. I think you'll start feeling better from now on. I'm glad you told everyone. That's what I did. I spread my support net far and wide. As for her, first, no one wants to be the bad guy in their own story. She cut herself off from people that will call her out on her BS. She won't face up to your friends or family because she knows she did you wrong. On social media, she can talk about her issues and largely expect to get sympathy. Fill your time with joy. Hike, bike, walk, swim, lift. I highly recommend yoga and meditation. Why do you feel bad for her or everyone that she cut out of her life? Good riddance there to the rubbish. She can add all the fragrance she can to it, but it just still smells like rubbish and worse. As with the media or anything that is constantly whining out there, those with half a brain find the truth and know that the noise is just that. Very true that WSP go out there and rewrite history, trying to justify what they did. Everyone knows that. She has no real friends, no real relationships, and that is karma justice for what she did to you. Focus on you and your children. There are so many stories here that show the BS a few years later than finding the right person for them in life is better. Her life will continue to spiral or remain stagnant, and who's to blame for that? Not you.